Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I thought we'd do a quick review on the JagdPanzer IV L70 Lang by Tamiya. This is the older kit. I believe there's a newer version out now, but this one's still available and it's still well and truly worthwhile if you can get your hands on it. It's very cheap compared to the other one and builds up to a reasonable kit. Now it might have a few little inaccuracies, but yeah, you know, you get what you pay for. And for the price of it, I picked this one up for, off the top of my head, it was 26 Australian dollars delivered, which is next to nothing. No, you can't really complain. There still builds into an excellent kit. Now, for those of you that might not be familiar with this vehicle, chances are you are, but we'll just give you a quick rundown on it. So, JagdPanzer L70, JagdPanzer IV L70 was a version of a tank destroyer built on the Panzer Mark IV chassis. So it was a later production. I think they started in 1944 with around about 800 odd. So production figures vary, but the idea was they had obviously you had the Sturmgeschütz 3, which was self-propelled assault gun, and then you had the Stug 4, which was essentially the similar thing with a Mark IV chassis, and then they really worked it into this vehicle, so changed it into this vehicle. I think it was made by Vomag. It gives you a quick description down here of pretty much everything we're talking about. But yeah, so you can have a read through there. Production gun, you get actually the two versions in this kit, which is a nice touch. So you get the L70, which is this one here, which is the later version of the gun, and it's a 75, and then you get the first one, which I think was an L48 off the top of my head, which was a short barrel version similar to what was on the Stug. So the L70 version was similar to the Panther, and that one was on the Stug. If memory serves, I could be wrong, I'm not a historian. But the idea is the early production versions, there wasn't enough of this gun around. The early production versions got stuck with the shorter barrel, and then the later barrel ones got the higher performance 75. They were apparently a very good tank destroyer. From some reports, they were said to be top heavy and hard to handle on rough terrain. And I think they actually earned the nickname of Guderian's Chicken. So don't ask me why, I have no idea. But that's enough about me prattling on. So let's have a look at the instructions here. So typical Tamiya fashion, you got nice clear instructions. It just goes, what's this, the rear of the tank, you got the road wheels. Keep going. Yep. Road wheels, return rollers on the hull. Everything like that. Side skirts. Nothing too fancy. Hatches. So it's pretty basic build. As I was saying, this is an older kit. Not sure of the exact years, but it's certainly pre-2000. Probably pre-1990 as well. So it is an older model, but it still builds quite well. If I'm wrong on that, please correct me. But yeah, I'm fairly certain this is the old version of the kit. It's very simple to build. But if you're looking for a quick thing to do on the weekend and not too elaborate, get out of there, little bug. Not too elaborate, then this is a kit for you. It's you know, it would be easy to put in. Now you see there, it's got the two options of the guns. So it shows you the shorter barrel one and the L70, which you've got there. Alright, so it's pretty simple. Just make sure you decide which one you're going to do. External stowage. Blah, 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 blah. It's got a nice little reference picture there for you on top left. Still going through the stowage. You do get one crew figure with this kit to sit up in there if you want to use him. And you get the side skirts as well. And let's have a look at the back here. Painting schemes. Alright, so we've got just a dark yellow painting scheme. Let's have a look here. And then it mentions one at the bottom which says dark yellow, dark green, red, brown, which is that there. So nothing really specific. It gives you an idea of the divisions and technical markings and everything like that, which are included in the decal sheet, which is fine. You probably want to do a little bit of research on you know, what vehicles and what tank destroyer unit you wanted it from, etc., etc. If you want to be a bit more specific. Because it looks a little basic there, but it is an older one, as we're saying, so that's alright. That's okay, we can deal with that. Alright, so let's have a look in the kit here. Now I haven't opened this yet because I've just received it. I've been a little bit naughty and spent a bit more than I should, so don't tell anybody. Let's have a look. So we've got the side skirts, there's your gun there, a smaller gun, and the bigger one's on the other sprue behind it. So that's alright. Got some track pieces, a few other bits and pieces. Let's go on this side. Oh, what have we got on this side? Got the gun mantlet, got your crew figure. Oh, I'm just going to open this up, sorry. Love how things are individually bagged, so you don't lose anything if it comes off the sprue. That's a bit better, isn't it? So we can see now, track links, top of the hull. So the detail's not too bad. It's not great because it's an older model, but you still got your weld marks and cutting marks, everything like that. So it looks pretty good. Can't complain about that for 27 bucks. Alright, so let's have a look there. That's the back side of the side skirts. Now, as these are moulded in one piece, you can cut them down the seams and make it look like individual pieces, or damage them, or whatever you want to do. You could even buy aftermarket stuff for you, but if you're going to go to the trouble of buying aftermarket stuff, you might as well just buy, in my opinion, you might as well just buy the more expensive kit. I don't really see the point in buying a cheap kit and then just throwing a heap of money at it to really pimp my Panzer, so to speak. Sorry, yeah, no, it's a little bit basic. Oh, actually, now that I've said that, I actually do have a project which is on the boiler, which I've nicknamed Pimp My Panzer, and I'll have to show you that later. That'll come out, but yeah, still haven't decided what I'm doing there, so I won't say too much. All right, decals sheet, not too bad. Are they? No, they're not off register. It does look. I'm just going to be closer, sorry, just so I can see them. No, they look like they were slightly off register, but they're not. They look pretty good. So that's okay. So you got your few tactical markings, divisional markings there. Got your kill markings for your barrel. When considering these things, we're probably shooting at Shermans and T-34s. It's probably not far off correct. Sorry, any Russian viewers, forgive me. Let's have a look. Yeah, road wheels are all pretty good. Details all pretty basic, right? So it's not what you'd currently get, but still very good. Especially considering the age. I mean, if you look at some of the kits that were around at this time when this thing was being made, you know, there were some real shockers. So some really awful ones, and this thing is very good. Alright, so I really can't identify. I've been having a good look. I haven't seen really any areas where, in typical Tamiya fashion, any area, even though this is an old kit and it's probably been produced, you know, in that mould, same mould for so long, there's tiny little bits of flash. That's it, but very rare. There's not much on there to clean up at all. So like most Tamiya stuff, it's going to go together very quickly and easily, I would think. There shouldn't be too much mucking around. So you got your rear roller, the return roller, whatever they used to call it. Just looking at the suspension details there, no, all nice, all very, very good. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be one of those kits for these little fellas. That doesn't bother me too much. I typically glue everything in anyway, so that'll hold position. And that's just the different language version of the instruction sheet. Forgive me, lost the power of speech. The tracks. So the tracks, once again, Tamiya's single track, which you just melt together with a screwdriver. It tells you how to do that in instructions. I love these. I can appreciate the detail, and I can appreciate the workmanship in building a tank with individual track links and everything like that, and I'm happy to do it, but to an extent, I don't want every build that I'm making to have an individual track link where I have to go through each and every single one, you know. And they're often called, I think Dragon does them, and I've got a couple of Dragon kits, and they're lovely kits, they're really good, but they call it a smart kit. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, Dragon smart kit. I'm looking to go, I don't feel too smart now because I've bought like a Panzer 1 and a Panzer 2 and I have to put together these tiny little track links. I'm like, no, it's just not on. So I love the individual track links. You can still, the single track link track. You can see there's a few little bits to clean up in there. That's fine. It's just where they've injected. That's not hard to do. You can just snip them off. just on the inside there. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, just underneath. But no, pretty easy to do, and you could still weather them up really well, get them looking really good. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You can buy individual molded links if you really want to, but you know, it's a inexpensive kit. I won't say cheap because the quality of build's quite good, so I'm not going to say cheap, but it is an inexpensive kit, and the quality is still there, so you're not going to have headaches. Often when I see, you know, I'm sure this has happened to other modelists too, when you see cheap kits and you go, oh well, that's, you know, that's a bargain. You know, it's half price of whatever brand or whatever model I'm happen to be looking at, and then you get it home and you're like, and here's why, because it's going to take me 5 days longer to prep it just to build it and putty up all the holes in it, and you know, you sort of, it's false economy. But no, if you get a cheap Tamiya kit, snap it up. They're definitely worth it, and I'm looking forward to building this one. Look, thank you very much for the view. I hope you liked it. If there's anything you'd rather see, let me know. Any hints, tips, suggestions for my videos, I'm always welcome. So shoot us a message if you've got anything. Please don't forget to share, like, or subscribe. Keep these videos coming. There will be some more, but no, I want to know that you guys and girls are getting something out of them, and hopefully you are. And look, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.